But just to kind of recap the craziness that was yesterday with this load, we were both told there were 2 loads available, and we were both told we could haul both loads. Morning, driver. How you guys doing today? It's Monday. It's a cold, frosty, foggy Monday. It's kind of like beanie weather for a little while till at least the sun comes up, and you gotta have need a beanie ball cap or something. We got frost on the truck. The fog has just started to kind of burn off. It got into the upper 20s last night. Winter's coming. So as you can see, I'm hooked up to the flatbed. I've got a flatbed load to do today. A flatbed only load. They would not allow a step deck. So I'll tell you more about that when we hit the road here. We're gonna go from USA Parkway to Elko. My name is Jupiter. I drive a truck. I own the truck I drive, and that's why I called my company Jupiter Truckin. Join me, and I'll take you along on some of the different things I end up doing to make a buck with a truck. This trip, I am going to haul some wire mesh out to a mining warehouse in Elko. Now, I've told you previously there's a lot of gold mines in the Elko area. This is going to be some of that material. But it's kind of an interesting morning so far. We're going to load out at USA Parkway and deliver in Elko. We're going to try to do that all today. Depends on how fast they get me loaded out here. I actually had 2 of these loads lined up last week. And then on Friday, they pulled one of the loads and said, oh, they want it to go to Montana instead. And I said, I'm not going to deliver in Montana on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. And he's like, oh yeah, I get it. And he goes, well, how about Friday? And I said, no, I'm not going to drive all day Thanksgiving to deliver on Friday. So I'm down to just 1 load. And then this morning I'm leaving the house and I'm driving down the road, and a friend of mine comes up to an intersection to pull out on the highway, and we see each other wave and we start to talking. He's doing the exact same thing I have today. He was offered the same 2 loads that I was offered today and tomorrow. Then they took one away and asked if he wanted to go to Montana instead, and he told them the same thing I told him. So now he's down to 1 load as well. Something just smells extremely fishy to me. I don't know. I don't quite get it. But it's been kind of all over the place this morning. Here to load. This is a galvanizing place. They take metal and galvanize it. Interesting. They do a lot of stuff here. They're kind of slow though. And it's getting late, and it's getting late fast, and I don't believe I'm going to be able to deliver today. So now the plan is I'm just going to load and go home and deliver in the morning. It's been a very confusing morning. There has been so many different moving parts going on. I'll tell you right now, though, that Logan turned around and went home. It turns out it was just so confusing. So he doesn't have a load. I do have one. So now let's get loaded. Let's get the stuff on the truck, and we'll figure it out from there, I guess. So I gotta stand way over here. I can't even be anywhere near my truck while they load it. Just watch. Finished for now. That guy behind me there in the yellow truck, he's the one that got that load to Montana I was talking about. He says he's gonna be home in California by Wednesday afternoon. Okay, you do that. Remember I used to do Chicago to LA in 2 days and then ask what else you got. I don't want to do that anymore. Oh, me. Holy moly, what a Monday. It's about 11:45 and nothing today has gone right. It has just been a struggle. I'm finally loaded. I'm parked at a little truck stop just a couple miles from where I loaded. My day is shot. I'm not gonna be able to deliver today, so I'm gonna meet up with Amy and we're gonna run to Reno and do some shopping for the holidays, and then on our way home, she'll drop me off at the truck and I'll take it home and we'll go deliver tomorrow. As I was backing out of that place, that guy behind me in that yellow truck was pretty close, and I had to back up and maneuver to get out. And I couldn't see him in either mirror, and I bumped his truck. Now he has a big tow hitch on the front of his truck, and I hit it right there. It's not the end of the world, but it is enough to piss me off. Just everything today. Everything today has been frustrating. So I'm gonna call it a day. I'm done here. Get the truck home later this afternoon and we'll deliver tomorrow. And I'll see you then and hope for better days. Good morning. Are we ready to do this? I've decided I want to get this over with. So we're gonna jump in the truck nice and early and hit the road.
My name is Laurel, Desert Club, come on over. Good morning, Leave Happy, Desert Club.
You don't hear that in other states. Just in case you didn't catch that. That was a lady working at the Desert Club brothel in Battle Mountain, discussing her accomplishments and her dimensions on the radio and encouraging other truck drivers to come on by for a little free conversation and a free cup of coffee, in case anybody's lonely. These are called bolts, along with that pile there. They're used in underground mining. When you dig out a shaft, blast out a shaft, to support the ceilings and the walls, they'll drill holes into the ceiling. Once they've drilled holes, they will put wire mesh up against the walls and the ceiling. They then take one of these clips. One of these mini clips goes on the end of a bolt. There's some bolts over there. And the bolt goes into the hole with the clip on the end that holds the wire mesh up. And then they use water to expand the bolt. They inject it with high pressure water and the bolt expands, locking it in the hole that it's in. So the bolt is now locked in the rock, holding the wire mesh up that is then covered with shotcrete, and it becomes a concrete wall. And that's how they support and protect from rock falls and things like that inside underground shafts. And it's used, and this material is what's used. Bolts, these are called clips or something, wire mesh. It's kind of similar to what I just brought, but the wire mesh I brought is galvanized and a different shape, different size. Mining supplies, that's what all this is used for. There it is. That's what we've been looking for all day, is an empty trailer. Right on, now we've got about a 4-hour drive home, and we're gonna call it a day. Hey, I'm home. It's been a weird day because it feels like I didn't do anything. I drove for 8 hours. I've been working for 9 hours and I didn't do anything. It was a 4-hour drive there, a 4-hour drive back, and just an hour of watching them take stuff off the trailer. It's kind of odd, but it's done now. It is Thanksgiving week, so we are off for the rest of the week. Today's only Tuesday, so it's going to be a few days off. Hey, it's not like I haven't had that in the last few weeks, I should say. So you know what time it is. Time to put on. I do the old routine there. Put my clean hat on. I'm done working. Actually, I have some things to do to the truck before next week, and I do have some work lined up for next week, so that's going to be kind of fun. 2 more things that I really want to get done is a license plate update and a map update. I actually filmed these a week or 2 ago, but the videos have been too crowded and didn't fit. It's going to be a good fit this week. Check out the license plate update. Check this out. We got a nice little stack this month, whatever you want to call it. These are cool. Can't wait to put them on the board here. Also, a couple motorcycle license plates. So those will do really good for filling in the small little gaps in there. You know what? I'll start with this one, actually. This one here is from my buddy Jerry. Jerry lives up in Idaho. I've known Jerry for a long time. He's been in some of the videos before where we do the long stretch loads. He has another stretch trailer. So when there are multiple long loads to go, it's usually Jerry and I. And Jerry's the one who took this off of his ATV and sent it to me. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it. This one from Bob, Trucker Bob in Kansas. I think he said he grew up in Colorado, but he lives in Kansas now. And actually, when we were in Kansas last week, was it last week? I can't remember exactly. I think it was last week before, we drove right through the town of Newton, where he lives in Kansas. He was out trucking too, he said. This plate and another plate, I'll find it right here, is from Bob as well. He sent both of these to me, and they showed up in the mail right when I got home, or they were waiting in the mailbox when I got home. So I didn't even know at the time, but it's cool. You a remote control RC car fan, Bob? You didn't give me any explanation as to the meaning for it, but nice. I like it. The next one came from TC in Jackson, Michigan. He wrote me a nice long email, and we talked back and forth a little bit. He's a blues singer, keyboardist, singer, and he sent me some YouTube links to some of his videos and songs and stuff, and I like it. I would like to hear more. Thanks. Appreciate that. Roderick and Audrey. Roderick and Audrey travel, and they travel. They're from originally from Canada, but they live in Wisconsin. They live in Wisconsin now. They were traveling out to the West Coast, and they came right through Fallon. They got a hold of me and asked if we could meet up, and they came. We went and had dinner. It was a nice little meetup, and it was really nice to meet you, Roderick and Audrey. It was cool. I appreciate it. He handed me this plate in person. So thank you, Roderick. Thank you, Audrey. It was nice to meet you guys. Hope you guys are traveling safe. We'll talk to you soon. We keep in touch a little bit. We text back and forth, so thank you. The next guy, Phil. You know who you are, Phil. Phil and I actually met up too. He was coming through Fallon, and we went out and had breakfast, I don't know, a month or 2 ago. Phil sent me 3 plates. Phil lived in Nevada for a while, many years actually. He's from Northern California, and when he lived in Nevada, this was the plate he had on his old Ford pickup, or his new Ford pickup at the time. I guess Flip is his nickname. That's what he said. And he was born in 1948. This was off a new 2006 Ford pickup when he lived in Jarbidge, Nevada. Now, if you've never been to Jarbidge, and I've only been once, that is a town that's off the beaten path. It's about 40 miles of dirt road to get to it. No cell service. They do have power. But anyway, Jarbidge is a cool town. And this was when Phil lived in Nevada. These are some other ones that he sent me. I love the old school plates. Don't have a floor plate yet. And this is going to go really good on there with the other Alaska plate. I'm going to pick I think one of these to put on the board, and some of these others I'll put on the, maybe two of them, I'll put in my office. So maybe your personalized plate I'll keep in the office, Phil. Thank you. I appreciate that. He and I go back and forth and talk, and it's been good to get to know a lot of you guys. This next one is from Shane with Stable Run Trucking. This is a cool old school plate right here. The funny thing is, you can tell this is a steel plate and this is an aluminum plate. It's quite a bit heavier. I'm not sure when everybody switched over, but I like this one. Nice and clean, very good shape, clean, simple. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate you sending this to me. I have another guy that sent me a plate, Ron from California. So this showed up in the mail, and I opened it up, and I could see that in the corner. And I told Amy, because Amy was in there with me, I'm like, oh wow, this is going to be something different, something unique. We both got a good laugh out of that. Right on. I'm going to put this up in the office there. Now, Ron has the trucking company also, and he sent me a hat. One of his trucking company hats. Ron DeMello Trucking, LLC. That's what it says. And you know what? I better make sure it fits. That's about how big my head usually is. Well, look at that. Fits pretty all right. Cool. Thanks, Ron. I like that. I'm going to put that in my good hat pile, and we'll sport it every now and again. That's what I got. You know what? Time to screw them to the board. What do you think? I think that's pretty bitchin'. It's getting full. Every plate has your name written on the back. Little backstory if you've given it to me, where your hometown is or where you're from. And this thing is awesome. Also, to everybody, thank you. These plates are really unique. These plates are really cool. I love having this board, and I really appreciate you guys' generosity in sending these to me and letting me display them like this, telling me your stories. I think that's pretty cool. It's fun to have you guys a part of this. This isn't just me, this is us. So thank you very much. Means a lot. All right, real quick, since I recorded that last video and now, I've actually gotten a couple new plates in that I wanted to be sure made it on the board for this update. The first one is a really cool firefighter plate. He also has he's a friend of mine. He sent me a little motorcycle plate, but he thought this one would be pretty cool to add to the board, and I agree. It wasn't stolen. Jerry told me he didn't take it off somebody's car. So thanks, Jerry. Hey, the next one that I got is a nice plate from Wyoming. This one's from Jan. Jan lives in Washington now, but lived in Wyoming quite a bit. And Jan also sent me something that has been really, really cool to show everybody and to show friends. And that is some pictures. So Jan spent some time in Fallon in the 80s, 70s and 80s, he said, when he flew backseat for the Navy. And that would make him a weapons guy, if I'm not mistaken. And he sent me some really cool pictures that he had taken in the mid-80s. This is the F-14 when they're coming in for a landing. Fallon is up over here. And this other picture from an F-4 Phantom, I believe he said. And you can see the runway up here in the corner, and that's Fallon back here in the distance. This is before I lived in Fallon. These pictures are so cool. These pictures are so cool. We've showed them to so many people. I'm going to frame these and put them in my office. And what a generous gesture and gift. Jan, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure going back and forth with you on email a couple times too. So there she blows. It's looking pretty good. One more row, I'd say. One more row across the bottom, and I think it's going to be full. And then we're going to have to figure out what to do with it. That board is about full. That is super exciting. I'm going to have to pull the new one out. I got to figure out where to put these, actually. But I super appreciate you guys doing this. The other one is a map update. Check this one out. We are about to travel the world. And you know what you do when you travel the world like that? You put on an adventure hat. Amy, the camera woman, is here helping me. Ta-da! This is pretty cool. We've got a large update. There are 43, I believe 43 new additions to the map. This thing is really getting filled in well. It's impressive as hell. We were showing some friends just the other day, and they were all very surprised and very impressed. I had no idea that the reach was this big, and I didn't either. So it's very neat. I've got a cheat sheet so I don't miss anybody. And I'm going to start on the west here, move to the east, and then we'll go up into the world. Look at that. Okay, so starting over here in Washington, we have Longview, Washington. We have Clackamas County, Oregon, and Lapine, Oregon. Here we have Humboldt County, California, over in the north coast. Then there's Sacramento, California. That's actually where I was born, Sacramento. Then we come down to Thousand Oaks, California, right about there. Temecula, down near San Diego. There it is, there's the word Temecula right there. Then we travel east into Arizona, to Florence, Arizona, up into Nevada. Now, somebody checked in from Antelope Valley, Nevada, and there's actually a few Antelope Valleys. I didn't think it was this one. There's one north of Reno, I'm not sure, but I'm going to say it's this one in central Nevada, Antelope Valley out there. There's some farms and stuff out there. Wyoming, Gillette, Wyoming, then down to New Mexico for Coyote, New Mexico. Into Texas, we've got Porter, Texas, and Willis, Texas, right around here in the Houston area. North, up into Newton, Kansas. Trucker Bob is there, and we were just through Newton the other day. We drove right up through Newton. Over into Missouri, where our good friend Matt with Sturgill Trucking. He's out of Poplar Bluff out there. Used to be from Idaho, used to be from California, but now he lives out here. Amy actually went to high school with Matt. Moving on to Indiana, into Lebanon, Indiana, and Batesville, Indiana, right there, that area. Then to Minnesota, Cottage Grove, Minnesota. Roderick and Audrey, they live in Cottage Grove, Minnesota. Over into Wisconsin, we've got two that are real close to each other. There's West Bend and Watertown, right in here. West Bend and Watertown, Wisconsin. Ohio is Concord, Ohio, up near Cleveland, a little north of Cleveland. And Bristol, Connecticut, way over here. Connecticut, Bristol. There we are. There's Bristol. Bristol, Connecticut. Union City, Pennsylvania, which is over here near Erie. We're getting all over the place. This is pretty cool. Into New York, upstate New York, and Whitehall. Then New York, downstate New York, whatever you guys want to call it. But nearby there, a place I'd never heard of, but it looks pretty cool. Cape May Point, New Jersey, right on the tip next to Delaware there. From Cape May Point down into Virginia over here to Culpeper, Virginia. Then down to North Carolina. And over here is Winterville, North Carolina. We also have Aiken, South Carolina. From South Carolina, we come all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, or is it the Gulf of America? Don't know. Does that ever actually get resolved? Pascagoula, Mississippi. Then we have Lake City, Florida, up in the northern part of Florida. You come down this way, we also have someone checked in from Naples, Florida. And over on the east coast of Florida is Stuart, Florida, right there, just right outside of Jupiter. We actually went to the town of Jupiter once as well. I got a hat and took a picture by the Jupiter Police Department. Moving on into the world, we've got some really neat ones over here. Australia is next. The Red Cliff in Queensland, Australia, right up here, right in that area, and also from Townsville, Australia. We have another one from Rotorua, New Zealand. Getting some really good coverage in Australia and New Zealand.
Let's go.
That's pretty, yeah, I know. Let's go. Amy wants to go. I want to go. After leaving New Zealand, we had somebody check in from the Czech Republic. We have a Czech checking in. And northern Norway, up in here, no specific town, but that's pretty far north. Then over into Ireland. We have Monaghan, Ireland, and Kerry, Ireland. That's a lot of my family is from this area. Many, many moons ago. We'd love to go visit that. Scotland, up in Wishaw, Scotland. We have Liverpool, England, and that is getting pretty well covered. You can hardly even see any more cities up there. Then we're going to move over back into the Western Hemisphere with a big shout out to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is where Amy's family is from originally, a couple generations ago, and she's been bugging me. She wants to go on a trucking trip. We drive my truck to Nova Scotia. I'm kind of kidding. She actually wants me to fly. Last but not least, we have El Salvador down in Central America. Beautiful country down there. That's this map update. If you would like me to put a sticker on a map where you are watching from, just let me know. Leave a comment down below. Send me a comment. Send me an email. Whatever you'd like. I would love to fill this map up completely. It's doing pretty darn good already. I'm very, very happy with it, very impressed, and everybody enjoys seeing it. So thank you guys very much, and let me know where you're watching from. See ya. That map of the world is bitchin'. I am super stoked to have this. We try to do this about once a month, but it doesn't always work out. Sometimes things get in the way. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I love it. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. My parents are coming up, and my kids are going to be here, and we're going to have a great time. So you guys have a great time too, all right? We'll see you next week. Take care. In the meantime, keep the bugs off your glass and the bears off your ass. Catch you on the flip-flop.